Hi, so if you've been playing guitar for quite a while, you've probably heard of inside picking or outside picking. So if you were playing an ascending lick and you picked a downstroke on the low E, followed by an upstroke on the A string, then that would be known as outside picking. The feeling is the pick crosses outside of the strings. Believe it or not, inside picking is the other way round. So an upstroke on the low E string followed by a downstroke on the A string would then be inside picking. It feels like the pick literally is traveling inside the strings. Now the chances are you're probably better at one of those than the other, and that's totally normal. You can get better at both of them. You know, there are licks that kind of demand that you have to use both. So if you played a picking run that only had 3 notes on a string and it was something like this, you know, you're going to encounter both of them there. And you can get around it. You know, there's something that is now being called pick slanting. And the idea is essentially you just change the angle either using your hand like that, or you can do that push-pull motion, you know, where you use your thumb and your finger to just move the pick around like that. And that is useful for getting that pick in and out to change its angle of approach. But let's say you've done all that and there's just no getting around the fact that you actually just prefer one way over the other. And that is completely normal. Some people are better at inside, some people are better at outside. Even the great Sean Lane preferred certain licks played with one particular string crossing mechanic as opposed to the other one. So with all that in mind, here's one easy way you can make a picking run exclusively outside picking or inside picking. So all I did there was I started on a downstroke and I played the first 3 notes. Now that left me with a downstroke on the 3rd note, okay? So I'm going to cross the string now, go to the A on the upstroke, okay? So that's outside picking. But if I only played the next 3 notes on that A string, then the 3rd note on the A string would then be an upstroke. And that kind of screws everything up because now it's going to turn into an inside picking lick if I crossed over onto the D. So the easiest way getting around that is just add another 3 notes onto the A string. So up, down, up, add another 3 notes, down, up, down. Brilliant. Now I've got a downstroke. Now I can cross onto the D string, okay? In order to avoid that same problem, I'm then going to add another 3 notes onto the D string. So essentially what we're doing is after starting the first 3 notes, once we get onto the next string on that upstroke, we're going to be playing 6 notes on every other string, okay? So just play it slowly. So that is the most basic way in which you can craft a running lick and make it all outside picking. I'm going to do it the other way around now and make it all inside picking. Right, so all I did there was just play 6 notes on the first string, starting on a downstroke, yeah? So we've got down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, inside picking means that we want to be crossing after playing an upstroke, okay? Now that's given me that opportunity to do so by playing 6 notes there. Now I can cross. Down, 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 down. Nice and easy. Let's apply that to a descending lick now. So I'm going to play the first 3 notes, starting on a downstroke. Okay, so the last note there is another downstroke. So crossing onto the B string, that's going to be an upstroke. Right? But if I just play those 3 notes, that means I end on an upstroke there, and that won't give me an inside picking motion if I go straight to the G string. So what I need to do is add another 3 notes there on the B. So it becomes up, down, up, down, up, down. Brilliant. Now I've got that downstroke, I can then cross onto the G string, and that will feel like inside picking. All right, so slowly, let's do it like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now I can turn that into an outside picking lick by starting this whole same lick, exactly the same with the same amount of repetitions, start it on an upstroke. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So as you can see, I just started that on an upstroke instead. And then from there, 6 notes on every string. So just experiment with this idea about how many notes are being played on one string, and also on what pick stroke you start a lick at, because that will give you a different result when you come to change the string. So just start thinking in that way, you know, what pick stroke am I going to be playing before I move to the next string? And then you can start developing your own picking licks and work them around in a way that works best for you. All the great guitar players always use the stuff that they're really good at. No great guitar player is going to write solos which use all their weakest moves. It's almost like the greatest kept secret. We assume that everybody's great at everything. That's not the case. You know, all these guitar players write their stuff using their strengths. Okay, so you don't have to be brilliant at every single thing. Use what strengths you have. So if you prefer inside picking, use inside picking to your advantage. And the same for outside picking. And if you can do both, great. You don't even need to be watching this video in the first place. So I hope that gives you some ideas. Thanks for watching, and I've got a load of downloadable courses on my site if you want to check that, if you need any more help. So get to it, guys. I'll see you next time.